Hey, you're looking good today. This is Frank in the Brazil Times newsroom, and here's what's happening. The man responsible for killing Brazil's Ashley McMichael last year was sentenced to 70 years in prison on Thursday. Larry Paul Prowse III, age 33, of Terre Haute, was found guilty by a jury in June in the murder of Ashley McMichael, age 25. The Vigo County jury also found him guilty of felony counts of arson, abuse of a corpse, and altering the scene of death. On Thursday, a Vigo County judge sentenced Prowse to 70 years for the crimes, according to media outlets. And the City of Brazil Park Board will meet August 15th at 6 p.m. instead of August 8th, as previously announced, said Board President Carol Evans on Wednesday. Let's see here. We also have this story. When Colton Jones passed away in 2008, his parents, preschool, and many people in the community were determined his life would be remembered in a significant way. On Thursday, the playground that bears his name and photo received 2 additions, very special benches. Jason and Andrea Jones donated playground equipment made of more than 12,000 recycled plastic milk cartons. Chris Pestoff, director of Open Hands Preschool, told the Times in 2008. And on this week, some 9 years after Colton's passing, the preschool concluded a year-long project of collecting recyclable plastic lids and took 800 pounds of the material to Green Tree Plastics in Evansville. In return for the donation, 2 benches made of recycled plastic were discounted to a total of $450, Pestoff said. Similar benches retail for $610 each, according to Green Tree's store on eBay. And you can read more about that story in today's edition of the Brazil Times. Congratulations to the folks over at Open Hands Preschool and First Methodist Church of Brazil. Beer and wine enthusiasts will have the opportunity to sample dozens of craft beers, home brews, and wines at the 3rd annual Wabash Valley Beer Fest and Wine Tasting on August 19th at the Clay County Fairgrounds. Event organizers say this year's fest will satisfy a variety of palates. The Wabash Valley Beer Fest and Wine Tasting is the original beer fest in the Wabash Valley. However, some of our guests would prefer to sample wines, said Miranda Goodale Etling, event planning co-chair. This year, in addition to some great brews, we have added a variety of local wines to satisfy both beer and wine enthusiasts. And let's see here. Individuals who work with children who might be experiencing mental health or behavioral crisis are invited to learn more about the risk factors and warning signs at an upcoming first aid training session at Brazil First United Methodist Church. That's on August 15th. Youth Mental Health First Aid Training is a public education program that introduces the participants to risk factors and warning signs of youth in a mental health or behavioral crisis. So you want to keep that in mind, particularly if you deal with young people. Page 2, we have area and nation news for you. We have our local and state news, including obituaries, on page 3. And we turn over to our next page here. Page, let's see, what is that? That's page 4. Has our TV listings in it. And it's our Ag and Business page. And the top story reads, Why Farmers Markets and Food Safety Are Here to Stay. All right. We flip over and we have our kids on the entertainment page. I'll let you check that out. And then we turn over to the next page. We have our sports page. Page 6. And the Colts are hoping to continuity plays a key role on their offensive line. And a former Notre Dame coach, Ara Parseghian, is dead. He died at age 94. Wow. Man, That is really something. Ara Parseghian has passed away. You remember he was the great Notre Dame coach. He really was a great coach, too, back in the 70s, as I recall, 60s and 70s. Anyway, he went on to work for television after he retired from coaching, and he will certainly be missed. The Boilermakers believe that Blau will be the right guy for a turnaround. Purdue quarterback David Blau earned raves for his speech during last week's Big Ten Media Days. Around campus, his carefully crafted words struck a different chord as teammates and coaches listened to the junior quarterback champion diversity and encourage college football players to use their sport to learn life's lessons and to use their platform to help others that reinforce their image of their designated locker room leader. So it sounds like he's a good guy, and that's wonderful. Have more 4-H fair results for you in today's edition of the Brazil Times, including open class adults. So you want to check that out. And let's see, what else do we have here? Well, here's something that you may find very interesting. This is the annual financial report, and I'm trying to see who it's from. It's from the schools. So if you're interested in school finance, you'll want to check that out. That's in today's edition of the Brazil Times, and man, it's in depth. It's spread over 2 different pages today. So that's what's going on in Clay County, and we're glad to be able to spend today with you. So Earl Hutchison, good morning to you, sir, and we're glad that you joined us. Hey, I want to remind everybody, if you have a comment about the news or this particular broadcast, you can always email me. That's Frank Phillips, FrankPhillips, at gmail.com. Or you can call and leave a message at 765-918-8915. 765-918-8915. Good seeing you today. We'll catch up with you later. Have a great weekend.